Door signal channel, and I finally got the quickjack here. It's middle of freaking winter, of course, so I did it in the greatest time possible. So they delivered this FedEx. As you can see, FedEx was brutal with the boxes and busted them up. So I gotta open them up, make sure everything's okay. I kind of wish now that I would have did it was a little bit warmer out, but I have some stuff I need to do with my car, and I kind of wanted this, so that's where I'm at. So I mean, it's cold in the garage here, as you can see my breath. I got the salamander going, trying to heat it up in here, but it's still cold. So I'm gonna rip into these things and see what it's all about. So I'm gonna lay them out here, open them up. As you can see, like the boxes are a little broken up. Maybe over here too. We'll see how they fared though. I'm not gonna film that. I'm just gonna get them out of the boxes, and I'll come back once I have everything situated. I have everything set up, hooked up the connectors and the power unit and that. My first impression, one, it's built pretty good with the two exceptions. The hoses, the hydraulic hoses, they're very low, cheap quality. I mean, they'll get the job done, they're okay. But for as much as this thing costs, they should be nice rubber hoses. I mean, Goodyear even. I mean, this thing, I don't know how much it costs them to build, but it's nowhere near what I paid for it. The second thing that I don't like is on the power module, the reservoir for the transmission fluid that you put into this is plastic. I saw a couple videos, they had metal tanks. It does say your model will vary. I feel that the motor's a little crappy and the reservoir being plastic is junk. I know they're trying to save a buck, make a little bit more money out of this, but the hoses and the plastic tank I think are cheap. Very cheap for as much as this thing costs. This one shipped it was, I think, $10 less than $1,500 because I get the 7,000 pound model. I mean, there's money to be made there, but don't, you know, the hose is cheap, the reservoir is cheap. The rest of it seems made pretty decent. But this is the first time I'm going to fire out. That's my only 2 gripes about this thing so far. Once I get this wire tie off here, we'll give it a shot. I already got it plugged in. I got the 110 model. They have one that's 220. They have one that's 12 volt. This one seems okay. This plastic box is a little cheap too, I think. For a replacement of one of these, they want 500 bucks, or it's $485 right now. I think it's a bit overpriced. You know, it's helpful, but I think just some of the things, you know, they could have not cheaped out on. This, the plastic tank, and the hoses. But here we go. Moment of truth. Well, it seems to work. So now I'm going to have to bleed these, but as you can see, it does work. It's a little bit of a pain to set up, to get the rubber blocks set up right, but once you have that set up, it's pretty easy. You just press the button and it's up, as you can see. It's high enough that I'll be able to get the creeper under there. I mean, I feel they're a little expensive for what they are, but they are safer than a jack stand, so there is that. It's hard to put a price, I guess, on safety. The build quality could be a little bit better in some areas. The hoses, I think, could be, you know, braided steel without too much more cost to the company that makes them, and the pump reservoir is plastic, which could be metal, I think. Other than that, things seem not too bad with it. But as you can see, it's up in the air. It works, so I'll get my creeper under there. Thanks for watching.